on your meal plans. Improve your lifestyle.
All the doctors who are there were tired of working in maternity and taking care of women. And they say, you are the new kid on the block. We are leaving this department to you.
Healthy Thursday is about you, about your family, your lifestyle. So keep it locked Horizon TV on Healthy Thursday with me, Mariam Mwacharo.
My name is Dr. Swale Brek Miswa. I work at Aga Khan Hospital, Mombasa. I also operate in other hospitals in Mombasa. Kindly keep watching Horizon TV for health talks and all for the benefits of the Ummah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amani juu yako mtazamaji. Wanakwetu wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. Unatizama The Sabah Show. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, mpenzi mtazamaji. Shukran sana kwa kuweza kutenga muda kuweza kutizama the Premier Islamic TV station Horizon TV leo, ikiwa ni tarehe 10 mwezi wa Oktoba mwaka 2019 sambamba na tarehe 11 mwezi wa Safar mwaka 1441 rasmi, na kukaribisha katika kipindi The Sabah Show, ikiwa leo ni Alhamisi, nami Mariam Mwacharo, kawaida tukiangazia masuala yako ya afya. Leo tunaangazia kila kitu kuhusiana na maradhi ya moyo. Je, unapenda kula pizza sana ama KFC ndio mambo yako kila wakati hapa na pale? Basi kuna soundman wetu pale nyuma Bwana Mohamed Oteo amesema nisisahau kuwasalimu mashemegi zangu kule nje, nikiwaambia uchionade. Nafikiri sijakosea. Bwana Oteo, utanirekebisha kama nimekosea baadaye niweze kuwasalimia vizuri. Basi karibu mtazamaji, ikiwa tunaanza na kitengo cha uchambuzi wa magazeti, na sipo peke yangu, niko na kikosi bab kubwa, nikiwa naye Abubakar Mushiri pamoja na Clinton Abongo. Amesema leo naweza kumuita Abongo Ochieng. Karibuni sana mabwana. Moja kwa moja tuanze mtazamaji, kumbuka tunakupeperushia kipindi hiki kutoka katikati mwa jiji la Nairobi, jengo la Jamia Mosque, afisi za Horizon TV. Karibu sana. Tuanze na gazeti la The Star. It says new EACC report names the most corrupt counties. Now, despite President Kenyatta's anti-corruption fight, the latest survey suggests that graft has persisted, with many Kenyans paying bribes. And the story continues on pages 4 and 5 there. And we see Kijopo pale kwamba kuna Council of Governors Chairman pale Wycliffe Oparanya na colleagues wake Mwangiria. Na habari hiyo pia inaendelea kusema kwamba the third most corrupt county according to the survey is Kiambu, with 38% of residents saying they have been asked for bribes to get government services. Now, we know we've been fighting corruption for so long, but where should the effort begin? Should we begin from huku chini mashinani ama tuanze tu na top officials? Abubakar Mushiri.
You know, when you talk about devolution, you know, devolution has gone down to the counties. I mean, I was seeing that those counties which are poorly doing, like Wajir, Mandera, you know, they are among the highest counties with the corruption rate, because they are, and again, they are putting more money into salaries, more money into MCA allowances, and this is hurting their economies, because these counties are in need of development, but they are not getting development. So they are deteriorating by each day that goes. So corruption is a national issue. And when we talked about devolution, we have to, you know, accept the demerits that come with it, that in a certain way, if you are taking money down to the roots, then it will still be eaten at the roots. So it's about, it's a national issue. It's the EACC to get hard on this, start with the counties as you come from the top, or again, anywhere will be right, as long as, you know, there is that set example of a political leader who was, you know, involved in a corruption scandal. He was, you know, charges were pressed, prosecuted and sentenced. Then it will serve as, you know, as an example to the rest. But, you know, we see so much reluctance in, as much as people, you know, scandals come out, we hear of corruption cases, but people do not get prosecuted. People are not sentenced for their crimes. We do not have reclamation of money that is lost into corruption. So it's an issue in the country, and it's upon the EACC to, you know, set examples, you know, set that fearing example by, you know, putting a few people to the sword.
Abongo Ochieng, if I may ask you, here it says that sometimes when citizens actually go to public offices, they are actually asked to pay bribes. What do you think, as a citizen, what should we do when you're asked to give a bribe for you to get services? What should you do? What steps should you take?
So I think on issues of corruption, actually, we had a devolution, the transfer of power from the national government to the county level, which was the best. It had more advantages than the demerits. But again, we always have, corruption has had a root source since time immemorial in Kenya. Because if you see in those counties, like you see in Wajir, we have 71.7% of corruption, leading in corruption in the counties. But if you see the government allocation of funds taken to that county is even much than the counties that have more residents. On the issue of corruption, I think, because if you go to a governmental office and you are asked for bribe, this has been since time, because you come to an office and it's like our culture now. People want to take bribe each and every day. If you want to make change, then the change starts from you. But in this case, so many of the citizens, you are asked for the bribe and you'll definitely pay, because we don't have anything to do. And we always say that the government does not have money, and the government does not have money, but you see the MCAs are now increasing the allowances. Yet the common mwananchi who took you, you are subject to the common mwananchi who voted you in, so that you can go and represent them. But if the officers again are asking money from the residents, I think it is not something that is good.
Let's continue on Taifa Leo. Pale habari iliyopewa kipaumbele ni kwamba Uhuru akosa njia Kibra, vita ndani ya Jubilee pamoja na handisheki zacha rais amechanganyikiwa, aende upande upi? Na habari hiyo inaelekea inasema kwamba mgawanyiko katika chama cha Jubilee kuhusu uchaguzi mdogo wa eneo bunge la Kibra pamoja na handisheki zimemwacha Rais Uhuru Kenyatta amechanganyikiwa. Inaendelea ukurasa wa pili pale, anasema kwamba alikutana na mgombeaji wa chama cha Jubilee ambaye ilikuwa ni McDonald Mariga, lakini baadaye inaonekana kwamba hajui aelekee upande upi. Lakini swali langu ni kwamba maadamu pana kiongozi ambaye anapendwa na watu na ambaye ni kiongozi ambaye ni kipaumbele, si huyo ndo achaguliwa ama vipi, Abubakar?
You know, in Kenya it's politics, you know, so we rarely elect people based on, you know, their agenda or their, you know, their credibility. We elect because ODM, I am an ODM member, I'm a Jubilee member, and this is the candidate that you have been given, and you support him fully. You know, it's our politics is kind of very poor in the country. And again, you look at the issue on the ground. His Excellency the President is in a confusion. He's, you know, bewildered because he's you know, in a handshake with the former Prime Minister Raila, but again, you know, he is also a member of Jubilee Party, and it has his own candidate. Honorable Commander was quoted saying that as much as the president, you know, took pictures with Mariga, he's, you know, he has shown that he's supporting Imran Okoth, which is very confusing politically. But again, this arises from the issue of the handshake, because the handshake was between two people and not about the two camps. That's where we went wrong on this. As much as the handshake is positive, it brought, you know, a peaceful environment. It was awesome. But again, how many people were involved in it? Because as much as we had the former Prime Minister and the President, now look at the Deputy President. He's in wrangles with the former Prime Minister because of political basis. But, you know, if it was to be done on a round table, that if all people were to be involved, then we will have a more consensus. Because the President is trying to, you know, play both sides. He wants to make friends with enemies. You know, it's very hard for him. Again, let us call everyone to the table after the Kibra by-election might pass. But what about 22 elections? Because we are looking forward that the BBI will bring unity, you know, it will bring coexistence within the country. But again, in 2022, we might not have Uhuru and Raila fighting. We might have Ruto and Raila fighting, which is very unfortunate. So let's have a roundtable meeting and, you know, have a dialogue. And as much as we differ politically, let us differ on ideological basis and on grounds that matter for the citizens of the country.
Abongo, you agree with that?
To
some extent, but to some extent I also disagree.
Yeah.
You know, in politics, in Kenyan politics, it is expenses as we always say. But you usually find that in Kenya is where you have a person with ideologies is not elected, and the person who has money is elected and being backed by some other people. Now, in this, if we have a person who has the ideologies, because what brings about politics is the differences in ideologies, in how I want to go and work for the people and how Abubakar wants to go to work to the people is different. But if you find that Abubakar has the ideologies and then I myself am backed by some people who have money, so that when I get into the position, then I'll give back to the persons. So when we look at the politics, like when the handshake came, it was something I think that wisdom played so much in the handshake, so that we could not have the post-election violences as we usually say. But if we want to look at the 2022 elections as per now, we are in 2019, we are starting to look at the 2022 elections. In Kenya, we are not only doing elections, because we always say that for after every election, then it takes 2 years so that we can come back to our senses. Then it is now the 3rd year that is we are realizing our senses that the politics that happened is much bad and we lost a lot. And now we are also thinking of the 2022 election. I don't think it is wise now to talk about every now and then we want to do politics. Let us measure our reasoning in things that are of great importance to the country, agriculture and everything that can bring money on the table.
Okay, tukisalia kule kule katika swala la uongozi na kila kitu, ni kwamba gazeti la Daily Nation pale linasema no direct ticket for Ruto to Ju. And there is succession wars. Jubilee Party Secretary General, who's been at loggerheads with the Deputy President and his allies, has reiterated that President Kenyatta's deputy is not the automatic 2022 flag bearer. Now the DP agrees, saying he's not keen on anyone's endorsement. Who's fooling who? And at the same time pale kuna picha pale na inaendelea kusema kwamba I have no apology to make whatsoever, and I can repeat here that there is no automatic candidate for Jubilee Party for 2022. Anybody who says they want to vie in 2022 are welcomed. The person who has repeated this is the Deputy President himself. He said it and repeated it, and but my support for any member of the party will depend on who comes to the table. Now that's the Jubilee Secretary General Raphael Tuju. The story continues on pages 4 there. And my question is, whoever is to succeed the presidential seat 2022 should just be chosen from anywhere, right? It doesn't have to be somebody who people expect.
You know, these are rising from the informal memorandum of association that when Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto came together in 2013, because there was that assumption that I get into power for 10 years, you get into power for the other 10 years, and this is where it's all coming from. But again, we have seen a lot of change of thoughts, change of hearts among, you know, Jubilee members, because this is the Secretary General, we had the chairman of Jubilee again opposing. I mean, I am keen to see what Jubilee will be in 2022, but again, we have a problem with the electioneering system. As much as Ruto is saying he agrees, he's only agreeing because for the sake of, you know, escaping the controversies and the, you know, the conflicts that might arise, which are already there. But again, our electioneering system needs to be changed. Look at how we focus too much on politics. And we are not talking about this one is vying for member of parliament. We are talking about the presidency in 2022. Again, we have too much focus on it because we need a change of system. We need a parliamentary system, as the former Prime Minister suggested. A parliamentary system in which it's the House, you know, the National Assembly, the members of Parliament who vote for the president. Then we would have, you know, less focus on the presidential election. Would have less focus, you know, less money that is used on campaigns. A lot of money is used on campaigns. Would lessen the amount, would reduce the amount of corruption to some extent. So it's not about who will be there in 2022, but we need a different system, a system that will work for this country, a system that will not bring post-election violence, that will reduce conflict and focus on development agenda.
Abongo, you think the country needs a new system, that the parliamentary, you know, the members of parliament should actually elect the president? Yeah,
the last time we were speaking about the parliamentary system, we saw that it has so many merits more than the disadvantages. But as it also comes, we know that there are things that will be involved. because we are now saying that if we have a parliamentary system, then we have the leaders and the member of parliament who are going to elect our president. But now the president will think that he is only obligated to the persons who elected him. But because in the usual system that we use where everybody votes, the president to some extent feels that he encompasses everyone. But for now we are going to have the members of parliament. The president is only going to look at what I think, that is, the president is only going to look at the members of parliament, and the members of parliament then it trickles down to the common mwananchi. I think the parliamentary system, however, it has some advantages, but the disadvantages are also there, like corruption and what have you. But corruption will thrive. I think it will even thrive.
You think corruption is going to thrive with the parliamentary system electing the president?
Yes, I might have a reason, Abubakar. When we say that we have a parliamentary system where, because for now we are going to have the president who is looking at the members of parliament or the persons who elected him directly, and this is the inner circle must first receive something before trickling down.
30 seconds.
Let me interject you first. I don't know what you mean by looking at the MPs. I mean, the president has his roles. As much as you get into that seat, you have roles that you're supposed to fulfill. It's not about looking, it's not about pleasing your MPs. I mean, if you have a majority in parliament, the majority voted you to be the president. I mean, your work is service to the people. What do you mean by you'll be looking at the parliament?
Okay, you can see that this row is not about to end any soon. Gentlemen, please just hold your horses. Quickly before we take this break, naona kwamba kuna Moses Strong, Fatma Jaffer, Queen Ose kama sijakosea, Zahra Bazar, Muhammad Kamunana kama sijakosea, na Amina Idi wana watch. Shukran sana kwa kuendelea kutegea na kuchagua the Premier Islamic TV station Horizon TV. Mtazamaji, kumbuka unaweza kutupata katika kurasa zetu za mitandao Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Horizon TV Kenya, ama uzungumze nami direct pale kwenye Facebook at Mariam Kasim. Tunarejea muda usokuwa mrefu. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amani juu yako mtazamaji. Wanakwetu wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. Unatizama The Sabah Show.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
تبارك الذي نزل الفرقان على عبده ليكون للعالمين نذيرا.
Ni kitabu kitukufu.
Ni kitabu ambacho cha miujiza
kilichoteremshwa kwa mpangilio.
Hazikuletwa harufu hizi za mkato moja kwa moja.
Hakuna mfano wake.
Na hamwezi nyinyi Makureishi kuwa ni wenye kutunga kitabu kama hiki, ingawa zimetumia harufu zile ambazo zimezitumia katika kuandika au katika kusema.
Miujiza yake Al-Malik.
Mwenyezi Mungu ana uwezo usiokuwa na kifani.
Ni malengo ya Qur'an.
Khazain zote za ardhi na samawati ziko mikononi mwake.
Sheikh Muhammad Badamana na uchambuzi wa Qur'an kwa undani kila Alhamisi saa 3 usiku kwenye Horizon TV. Rasulullah,
akawa Abdul Muttalib ampenda sana Mtume sallam hata kushinda watoto wake. Na Abdul Muttalib, Mtume Muhammad sallam alikuwa ni mjukuu wake. Abu Talib na babake Mtume sallam dimba ndugu, tumbo moja, mama moja, baba moja. Baada ya miaka miwili Abdul Muttalib kufa, alipofika miaka 10 wakaamua kufunga safari kwenda Sham, kwenda kufanya biashara. Faqala rahib, huyu mtoto akifika akionekana dola ya Rum watamuua. Akaamua kurudi kuweza kuishi katika mji wa Makka kwa mara nyingine.
Abu Najma with kids. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. Quran, we learn hadith, we learn hadith, we learn hadith, we learn hadith, we learn the duas, we learn the duas, we learn the duas, we learn the duas. We love a prophet, we love a prophet, we love a prophet, we love a prophet. Abu Najma with kids. Abu Najma with kids. We learn Quran, we learn Quran, we learn Quran, we learn Quran, we learn hadith.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amani juu yako mtazamaji. Wanakuita wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. Unatizama The Sabah Show. Na mtazamaji wa the Premier Islamic TV station Horizon TV, karibu tena katika kitengo cha pili cha The Sabah Show, tukiwa tunaangazia uchambuzi wa magazeti asubuhi leo, na timu yangu bab kubwa ikiwa ni Abubakar Mushiri na Abongo Ochieng Obongo. Achieng ni jina la kike.
Yes.
Okay, Ochieng Obongo na kunradhi. Tukiendelea na uchambuzi wa magazeti, nikiangalia gazeti la The Standard pale ukurasa wa 4 ni kwamba kuna habari imeangaziwa 10 poor counties spend billions on salaries as development suffers. Na nakumbuka tumeangazia habari kama hii ya corruption kwamba instead of digging themselves out of the hole of poverty by funding development projects, officials of the regional governments are busy lining up their pockets. Na wanasema kwamba kuna sitting allowance ya MCA ni 146,149, na hapa kwenye hili gazeti wameonyesha orodha ya zile county ambazo zinaendelea kuspend zile billions, ikianza na Tharaka Nithi, Vihiga, Taita Taveta na pamoja na percentages zao pale. Swali langu ni kwamba ni lazima MCAs wapewe hii sitting allowance na mishahara yao ipunguzwe, manake county zinahitaji kupata maendeleo, ama sivyo? Je, unaona pengine tunafaa kubadilisha sera? Should we change some regulations for the counties so that money can actually trickle down more to development than to the pockets of our leaders?
You know, money is allocated to the county government, but how the county government use the money is what is to be questioned. The national government is doing their job as much as the counties are complaining that you're not giving us enough money, we need an increase. But national government is giving the money to the county government. But what is happening in the county government? People are being allocated jobs in which they are not qualified, especially in this, you know, Mandera, Wajir, and those counties. You know, jobs are allocated on clan basis, unfortunately, and we have ghost workers everywhere.
Yeah.
And this is why we have increased amount of money going to salaries, because these are few people who are benefiting from this. And again, talk about the MCA's allowances. You know, the MCAs have the power to, you know, determine the amount of allowances that they will you know, allocate to themselves per meeting, which is unfortunate. We need the Salaries and Regulatory Commission to come down to the county government, because as much as we do much on the top, the money is getting lost in the county government. We have major loopholes there. So we need SRC to be keen on, you know, the ghost workers, you know, the job allocation. People allocated jobs, they are not qualified for them. And again, the amount of allowances, not only for our MCAs, but members of parliament. These people are reaping huge allowances. I mean, for holding a meeting in which some of the members of parliament never participate. You go 5 years sitting in the parliament and you never contribute in any manner. At the end of the day, you get huge allowances. It's very unfortunate. SRC need to act upon this immediately.
On the issue of those counties that are really receiving billions, but on the same note, they are not being used for development. Because I was some time back, I went to see how the Senate and the National Assembly works and how they do their things, how the senators do actually advocate for money that is supposed to be taken to the counties and everything. But now you find that in the counties, that is why we say that politics in Kenya is still going to be filthy, because we have a person who is vying for the MCA. You are going to use 2 million to vie, and then if you've entered into the position, then you feel that it is definite that you have to get
Return
back
that
the money.
money, yeah.
That is why we are now having corruption and mismanagement of funds. Now, on this issue, we always say that the SRC and any other docket that is concerned with the finance of the county should be looking into this. We have the MCS now crying for, they are going to use 140,000, as you said, in the allowances.
Just sitting allowance.
What if you, and that is only a sitting allowance, then you have 2 sittings in a week. How much does it cost? And if you take this money to take it, even leave alone the 140, you take 100,000 and take it to measure it into development. How do you think the county will be developed? Exactly. So I think the MCAs are only looking, most of our politicians are only looking at their stomach rather than looking at the subjects who took them to the positions.
No, and again on the same issue, I mean, the MCAs, our MPs, you know, political leaders, CSs, we give them too much, you know, for salaries. Yeah. Our MPs are among the highest, they are among the highest paid in the world. I mean, you go to Britain, you go to US, a congressman walks in the streets, but what about in Kenya? You know, if you see an MP, I mean, it's something great. He walks in a convoy of, you know, TX and V8s, which is very unfortunate. We need to review how much we give them for salaries and, you know, the amount of allowances. Otherwise, we'll be channeling all our money into salaries, and this is affecting our development. Yeah. Because we have enough capability to source for ourselves our funds to get into development. But what are we doing? We are going to China to get loans. These loans at high interest rates, and when we get the loans, the development projects that we put in, they do not become as profitable as you expect. For example, the SGR and the like. So let us focus more on what we have in the country. Reduce more on salaries, focus more on development, curb corruption, then our economy will grow.
Before we continue, na ningependa tu kuweza kumtaja one of our viewers. Anasema assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam, Muhammad Amin from Accra. Thank you so much for watching Horizon TV, the premier Islamic station. Anasema pia it is thanks to watching Horizon TV na Mariam Mwacharo ni kwamba ameweza kujifunza baadhi ya salamu za Kiswahili. Kwa hiyo shukran sana. Na vile vile ametuma pia salamu pale, anasema Muhammad Obura, Yusuf Farah, Ibtisam Jamal, Mariam Mwacharo, Aisha Khan, Rahma Saleh, Faisal Kasim na Abu Najma. My regards to all of them. Inshallah ziwafikie. May Allah reward you all with Jannatul Firdaus. Shukran, and you too. Amin. And my regards to all of them. Shukran sana Bwana Muhammad Amin from Accra kwa kutegea Horizon TV. Vile vile kuna mmoja hapa anaitwa Joseph Ouma anasema very nice job seeing you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching Horizon TV. Na nasikia producer wangu pia pale kidogo ananikumbusha kwamba hatufanyi vipindi peke yetu, wapo maproducer pia pale nyuma. Mwenyezi Mungu nao pia wajalie janna. Tukiendelea na gazeti la Standard pale ukurasa wa 5. Habari inaendelea ni kwamba MCAs now impeach Governor Samboja after mediation fails, and I'd like to link this story as well with one on the Daily Nation, if I'm not wrong. Yes, this is the Daily Nation. The secret plot that led to Elachi's comeback. Now we've seen this, we saw this yesterday, we saw the drama that, you know, happened after Elachi went back to office. You know, she even claimed that if her life is even lost, then people should actually, you know, blame the majority leader. And we also have members of Taita Taveta County Assembly last evening impeached Governor Granton Samboja in a dramatic escalation of their 4-month hostilities. Now we know that this is not the first time probably a governor has been impeached, leaders, and I think probably, is this the right move to take? You know, you see somebody abuse of power, practicing abuse of power, you know, abusing his power, or maybe managing resources awfully, then they should just be removed from office. However, don't you think that this is actually affecting county jobs, you know, county development and jobs to the county? Manake county inafaa kuendelea na maendeleo, na huku kuna wrangles ambazo zinaendelea left, right and center. Let me start with you, Bwana Ochieng.
Yes, you see, there up to now, Samboja is the third, I think is the third governor who has been impeached after the Embu, is it Murang'a and then again Kericho governor. I think on the impeachment, you are always impeached after your subjects feel that you are not doing the job. Because if you have been elected and you are supposed to give back to the community and look at the development, how the development of the county is thriving, then you don't do that. Impeachment is always, it is in accordance to the law. I think impeaching is always a good move. However, you know, the persons in the government or our leaders will always see that impeachment is not good, because they still want to gain the advantages and the privileges that have been given to them. But if somebody is impeached, then he or she should give a space so that we call it, we can do the police can take over the cases and see on the matters that have happened. Because if you deny coming out of the office because you are a governor, then you don't practice even the ethics the ethics of the seat that you've been given, the gubernatorial seat. So I think if he has been impeached, let him sit down, let him go aside and let us do what is supposed to be done. And again, it doesn't, if you say that it wrangles will cause misdevelopment,
yes,
it is not. Because if you've given the space, there is that deputy who is supposed to be acting in your place. If he's acting in your place and can do the better job than you are doing, then we are well to go. As opposed to if you are out, even we have the governors who are outside the country. But again, the county is still moving on.
Yes.
So I think if we have somebody who has been impeached, please be aside and let us do how
Mr.
things that are
Abubakar
supposed to be
Mushiri,
done.
you think we should impeach our governors when they fail to, you know?
You know, first, you know, the grounds under which Governor Samoja was impeached were, you know, abuse of power,
yes,
gross misconduct and violation of rights, such kind of things. I mean, it's all about development, because there are very many, like half of the governors, you know, they are not doing enough development. I mean, we would have impeached them all. But again, for him, it was extreme. I mean, he was going against the constitution, and, you know, MCAs took it up on them, you know, to do their role. When you talk about these wrangles, how they are affecting our counties, the national government, I mean, if the person was in the seat, he's, you know, doing all sorts of corruption, he's again still affecting the society, still affecting the economy. But, you know, that step that he's removed and a better person replaces him is what is needed. I mean, if we replace him with the same kind of person, we won't move forward. But again, we have an unfortunate culture in Africa that, you know, you're involved in corruption, you're involved in abuse of power, gross misconduct, you know, and such kind of things, but no one ever resigns. You have to wait for people to come and force you out of the seat.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It just shows how greedy we are for power in this country, how greedy we are for power in Africa. It's very unfortunate. And Africa is not growing because of our leadership. I mean, it's not growing because each and every one of us is thinking about himself. I mean, Mariam, if you get into a women rep seat in your county, I mean, you will change. I might probably not get even your call. I mean, you will change, definitely. No. It's very unfortunate. We need to review ourselves. Let us see our politicians or our leaders as servants, you know, not as people who are there as, you know, we over glorify them and we give them too much power. They take advantage of it. But at the end of the day, we come complaining our leaders are doing this, they are doing that, but sometimes you are the root cause of this. We start corruption by accepting money during political rallies, you know, and we support the politicians in a sycophancy way, because when my political leader says this, I head towards that direction without any opposition, which is very unfortunate. Let us start killing this from the roots. Let us have, you know, leadership which brings change, because in every election, even in universities, vote for change, but we never see that change, because yes, we might have that leader who can bring that change, but you do not elect him. Our system is rotten, we need to change it.
Okay, very quickly tukiangazia sasa masuala ya afya, kama unavyojua ndio siku ya kuangazia masuala ya afya. We have there on the Daily Nation, that's Standard, Standard on page 12, county to offer free breast cancer checks for 30 days. Now the Nyeri County Referral Hospital will offer free breast cancer screening for the next 30 days. The mammograms examinations was launched by the Deputy Governor Caroline Karugu as part of breast cancer awareness campaigns. We know that this month is the month for, you know, cancer awareness, and a lot of times breast cancer, cervical cancer are given a lot of awareness, but now there's good news that there's free, you know, cancer breast cancer checks, and I think people should take advantage of this, especially ladies. However, breast cancer can also affect men. Did you know that? Did you know that, Abubakar Mushiri, that you can actually get breast cancer?
How? Without breast, how can I get
You
breast?
do have breasts though.
No.
You do. So you should know that, and the public should know that. Abongo, did you know that?
Not as much, but a little bit. I thought of it, but I don't always think of it.
Well, Bwana Ochieng, you can actually also get
Maybe
breast cancer.
She's breastfeeding. So,
Yes, like Beyonce's father, I'm being told there by Saida Aboud, Beyonce's father has had breast cancer. So men can also get breast cancer. So you guys should actually take time and go and get the, the checkup, the free breast cancer checkup. Let's head on to the Daily Nation on page 12. Before we just take this break, we'll come and talk about the story, drug addiction, light at the end of the tunnel for sufferers who seek help. But let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll take a look at this story. Mtazamaji, usibanduke, tutarejea muda usiokuwa mrefu. Kumbuka unaweza kuungana nasi katika social media platform zetu, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Horizontv Kenya, ama useme nami pale direct kwenye Facebook yangu at Mariam Kasim. Naona Lukman Muhammad Abdallah, H Barre Adan Tabrajain, haya kama sijakosea, Yusuf Farah, Collins M Itobolwa na Zubeda Muhammad wanaendelea kutegea. Shukran sana kwa kuweza kutenga muda wako kutizama the Premier Islamic TV station Horizon TV. Usiende mbali. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amani juu yako mtazamaji. Wanakuita wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. Unatizama the Sabah Show.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
My name is Dr. Swalebrek Miswa. I work at Aga Khan Hospital, Mombasa. I also operate in other hospitals in Mombasa. Kindly keep watching Horizon TV for health talks and all for the benefits of the Ummah.
Healthy Thursday is not just about diseases. It's about food, lifestyle, milestones in the medical practitioner's field, especially in our Muslim Ummah, and more so, your health. Discover breakthroughs and milestones in the medical field. Learn how to manage diseases.
Oh, that was not painful.
Join the discussion. Make better decisions on your meal plans. Improve your lifestyle.
All the doctors who are there were tired of working in maternity and taking care of women. And they say, you are the new kid on the block. We are leaving this department to you.
Healthy Thursday is about you, about your family, your lifestyle. So keep it locked Horizon TV on Healthy Thursday with me, Mariam Mwacharo.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amani juu yako mtazamaji. Wanakuita wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. Unatizama the Sabah Show. Na mtazamaji, shukran sana kwa kuendelea kutegea Horizon TV. Upo nami Mariam Mwacharo, leo ikiwa ni Healthy Thursday. Hapo baadaye tutaweza kuangazia magonjwa ya moyo ama cardiovascular diseases, tukiweza tu kuweza kukufundisha ama kuweza kukukumbusha baadhi ya mambo ambayo unafaa kuzingatia iwapo unataka moyo wako uwe healthy. Lakini kwa sasa unaungana nasi katika kitengo cha 3 na cha lala salama, yani cha mwisho cha uchambuzi wa magazeti katika the Sabah Show, nikiwa naye bwana Abubakar Mushiri pamoja na bwana Ochieng pale. wakiwa tayari. Sasa tuendelee na hii habari ya ukurasa 12 katika gazeti la Daily Nation. Drug addiction, light at the end of the tunnel for sufferers who actually seek help. And the story goes on to say, like, 3 people's woeful tales of abusing drugs, regrets, suicide attempts, and way to redemption. And it goes on to say, these 3 people were actually addicts, but when they sought help, they actually did get help, and they have reformed and they're back into the community thanks to many of the institutions that we have formed to actually help our drug addicts. And I think this is a positivity, and I think we should actually celebrate, some of these things. Don't you think so, Abubakar Mushiri?
Of course, we should celebrate such, the exposed. Drugs is something that has killed the youth. It has affected the youths badly. People, if you walk in these
rehabilitation centers.
The rehabilitation centers, people are messed up in the streets. People are using drugs, heroin injections and such. It's very unfortunate. But again, the roots of it is, from unemployment, from frustrations, probably poverty and such, and then it degenerates, to drug addiction. And we need to also focus more on rehabilitation centers, because we have to first agree that we have a drug menace in the country, so that we can, act upon it. Increase the amount of the number of rehabilitation centers in the country, and sure enough, it will work. But again, my concern is the rehabilitation centers. Some of them, most of them are private. The private rehabilitation centers are very expensive. For example, I had a friend of mine who was to be taken to a rehab, and again, 3 months rehab, 90,000. I mean, it's very expensive and affordable to some extent, because most rehabilitation centers are private. We need the government putting more input in public rehabilitation centers, which are cheaper and effective, so that we can reduce the drug menace in the country.
Drug and substance abuse has been one of the problems that the youth are facing each and every day. And we always say that more so alcoholism, that is a disease of the mind and an allergy of the body. Because your mind always thinks of taking another thought and the body doesn't want it, but you still go and take it. It has gone to a stage where people drink even, before in the olden days we used to have drinks, but it was taken in serious occasions like marriage and any. But for now, now, you find the alcohol everywhere, and in fact in the streets and everywhere it is being sold. I think on the issue of alcoholism, we should have more rehabilitation centers, because, for example, in the big hospitals we have ward 8 where we carry most of them carry the people who are drug addicts and what have you. Again, on the causes of taking a drug, some take it for leisure, and others take it for any frustration and any other problem that they have. I think the people who are alcoholics should be helped, because they are also the people in the community. If we deny the help to the persons who are taking this drugs, then we are doing a disservice to our community, because these persons, if you take drugs and you are secluded, then that is where the depression comes, and you think of killing yourself or committing suicide or doing things of the sort.
How about imagine a Kenya without alcohol at all?
It will be very wonderful. And well, not for many people. It wouldn't be wonderful for many people.
But it will be very good for everybody.
It will be very positive. Again, we talk about alcohol. It reminds me of my home county. We had a very big problem, with alcohol. We had a cheap it's called changa and such, cheap breweries which are being sold. People are lying in the streets by 9 a.m. And again, we saw an incentive by the governor, Mongo area. He set up a camp, There's a field in Murang'a town called Ihura Stadium. The stadium was closed, and it was made a rehab for 3 months. I mean, youths went there, it was for free, and when people came back to the society, people were changed, People were they were no longer alcoholic addicts. They were changed. There was that, change in crime rates. It reduced, because these are the people who are getting into crime so that they can get money to buy the alcohol and stuff. So it's all about that incentives. As much as we may talk about the government, putting more rehabilitation centers and such, how about an individual effort? A person who is in a position, a powerful position, to start a project, and as much as sometimes they do it for campaigns, it will still help. Start a project, look at what the First Lady has done very positive. I mean, about Beyond Zero campaign,
yes,
free maternity, you know,
yes,
healthcare and such. So what if we had a person as, you know, the Murang'a County governor, what he did, coming up with such kind of programs and projects, then we'll eradicate some of these issues, because sometimes we over rely on the government, but who is the government? I mean, so we need to solve our issues as a society, because we cannot always depend on the government.
Definitely there's something very important to also consider, that the community also has a role to play when it comes to, you know, drug addicts in the country. If you have a friend or a neighbor who's actually addicted to a particular drug, it is also your responsibility to support this person to actually get the help that they require from rehabilitation centers. You have something to add, Ochieng?
Yes, on helping the persons who are affected by this issue of drug addicts. I think even the people who are selling these alcohols are the worst people ever, because if you say, it is said that strictly not for sale for under 18, then you sell to the under 18, then they start drinking at a younger age. Somebody is in high school but thinking of alcohol. It is then again, while I was growing up, we had one place that is for selling alcohol. In fact, in a community we only had one place, but nowadays you go to this corner, there is this place for selling alcohol, and they have
everywhere.
They have not been.
So I think regulations should also be put in order to curb, you know, the drug menace in the country.
Yes.
Okay, tuendelee na gazeti la Taifa Leo. On pages 2 there is polisi zaidi wanaswa kwa ujambazi, na sifa ya idara ya polisi jana iliendelea kuchafuka baada ya maafisa zaidi wa usalama kudaiwa kuhusika kwenye wizi Machakos na Murang'a. Katika kaunti ya Machakos, polisi 5 walikamatwa kwa madai ya kuiba 296,000, that is 268,000 kwenye mtambo wa ATM kwenye benki ya KCB. Na hii si habari ya kwanza. Awali pia tuliweza kusikia kwamba polisi kule Isili waliweza attack some people and actually also mug them, but they were also captured. Nakumbuka juzi Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i was here, and he also promised that the police unit is actually going to change, and they are actually going to fight the police who have actually gone rogue. And I think this is a very good step into the right direction, right?
Of course, it is a positive. It's a positive step, but again, we fear for, you know, the freedom in which our police hold their firearms, because these are people who cannot be trusted. They have proven not to be trusted. I mean, trust is earned. You know, our police service, you know, has come to a point that they are getting into robberies, bribes, taking bribes on the traffic. I mean, we have lost trust in them. And again, the firearms, we talk about domestic violence, gender-based violence. They get into their homes, they argue with their wives, they shoot down, you know. These are unfortunate incidents. So I think we should start, as much as we are talking about those who have already gotten involved in these cases, how about the social issues, you know, the domestic violence, the people who shoot, you know, their relatives and such. A limitation should be put on their firearms. I mean, if you are not on duty, what are you doing with your firearm? Because this is the root of the issue. Because I'm at home, you know, I'm probably not that morally, you know, guided in such. I take my gun with a group of friends, my colleagues, and we go rob somewhere, which is then very unfortunate. We need to limit the access to the firearms that they have, and again, you know, look at how we can train them to be better police officers.
Exactly, and that was actually my point. I actually wanted to point out that, don't you think it is also important for the police to actually get some like mental assistance, you know, like some psychological assistance from a mental health specialist, you know, into just making sure that their work is actually easier, because they also go through a lot. They see so many things in just trying to give us security. Let me pull your attention to a story here. Hapa katika gazeti la Taifa Leo, sikukuu yaendelea kumjenga Mzee Moi. Ikiwa leo tunajua kwamba ni the 10th of October, and we are celebrating Moi Day. And yes, it was scrapped off, but actually, you know, Kenyans had a really public outcry, and it was brought back in order for us. And Moi actually put this in place so that we can remember our leaders, just like he wanted us to remember him, just like we remembered the founder of our country, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. How did you used to celebrate Moi Day before? Tell me about your experience and how you think it has changed now.
Actually, from where I come from, celebration of the public holidays was a very big thing. However, However, you know, Moi was actually, to me, was one of the best presidents we've ever had because of the things that he did, bringing up of the maziwa thing as we were in primary.
You
However,
really enjoyed it, eh?
I never tasted it. I think so.
You didn't test it?
Yes.
I tested the maziwa ya Nyayo.
And if I personally, who never tasted it, feels that it was nice, and you, a person who had tasted it, thinks that it is even best.
Yes.
But again, on the celebration of the Moi Day, people are going to celebrate on a different way. But I think that we should also be cautioned, because some of us only think that celebration is going and taking, we are talking about alcoholism and anything, and some of us are only going to think of alcoholism. Then tomorrow we have class and we find somebody lying down even at 11 a.m. Drinking to that extent is not good for the health. So I think people, we should, however, it was scrapped off some time back, yes?
Yes.
But it has been returned. If a day had been gazetted that it is a national holiday, and then it was scrapped off, I think it should have been be gazetted again, but it was not gazetted, which I think it was not scrapped off. It was just a mere deviation from some of our political leaders of thinking that the Moi Day should not be there. But I think it is the best day. People should celebrate, and today, as I'm going to celebrate myself, I'm going to celebrate a Moi Day in a very special way. In a very special way.
Yes. You're going to share that with the crew out there. They're asking to know how you're going to celebrate. Are you going to remember Moi in different ways? Are you going to give back to the community? Abubakar, how do you celebrate Moi Day yourself, and how do you think it has changed?
I mean, party after party, so it's a bonus for us, because I'm sure Kenyans, it's not that they have that love for Moi that, you know, they
really?
want no, it's because we want a holiday. People want a break from their jobs. That's why from my own view, a majority, 70% wanted this holiday, because we need a break from our jobs and we need to rest. Because when you talk about celebrating Moi Day, I mean, we have Mashujaa Day. Yes. So we are going to celebrate our national heroes. Moi was a national hero to some certain extent. So the essence of it was scrapped off, or it was rather discontinued for certain reasons. But again, it was brought back. But all in all, we have our holiday. We'll have our rest. But again, let us, you know, focus more. Okay, the day will happen, but the effectivity of our government, because sometimes look at what we had in the Likoni ferry case and such. And again, in national holidays, we see armed forces, you know, showcasing their ability and such. So again, the government should, you know, work more on not only holidays, but whatever they are showing us, let it be on the ground, because kwa ground vitu ni different, you know. They are talking about the Kenya Navy, they are talking about the Kenya Navy.
Vitu ni different.
Kwa ground vitu ni different. They are showing us the Kenya Navy.
Maji vile wanaweza kujimudu kwenye maji, alafu accident kidogo kama kile wenyewe wanavyosema kinatokea na wanashindwa. Ala kulli hali, lazima pia tuchukue examples from our previous leaders, apart from the Mashujaa Day where we celebrate many heroes, including Mekatilili wa Menza, you know, Mau warriors. We celebrate many people. We also need to also celebrate our leaders. I think Moi actually put that day there so that we can remember him taking reins from, you know, the founder Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, and actually, you know, see what he brought forth that was different from Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. And maybe the celebration is for also the president Uhuru Kenyatta to also borrow a leaf or two from what good the president, ex-president Moi did. Haya, tumalize kitengo chetu hiki na habari ya mwisho pale The Star ukurasa 11. Lack of access to eye care causing sight loss among billions globally. And actually, according to statistics, there are 2.2 billion number of people living with vision loss or blindness. That is according to World Health Organization. The inability to access simple eye care for conditions such as glaucoma and cataract has led to vision loss among more than 1 billion people globally. And I think vision inaenda ikideteriorate as days go by, because I remember when I was younger, mtu alikuwa akivaa spectacles anaonekana geek, my friend, and everybody wanted to wear spectacles at some point. But actually, I think we should take concern into this, and I think measures should be put forth so that, you know, we can actually curb vision loss and eye problems in the country.
You know, we talk about glaucomas and cataract.
Yes.
We have Kikuyu Eye Hospital, which specializes in such, but what they can do, you know, is have, you know, affordable services, so that, you know, people who are, especially old people, they are faced with the case of cataracts in very many instances. So let it be affordable for them so that they can feel free to visit the hospital and, you know, get their eyesight checked. And again, we talk about eye problems. I myself wear spectacles. I mean, when in primary school, you know, I had eye problems since, I don't know, class 1 or class 2. But again, you look at the cost of spectacles. I mean, spectacles are expensive in this country. This is because most of them are imported. I mean, we should look for alternatives. You know, let us have cheaper, yes, workable spectacles, but, you know, I saw Rwanda, they are starting to produce their own smartphones. Why should we not, you know, start producing our own spectacles? Because it's hurting us. I mean, if you want to buy spectacles, you have to plan for 2 months because
and
it's
save.
You have to save for 2 months because it's very expensive. This is just some of the issues that eyesight, you know, people are facing. And again, talk about the blind, not only about the facilities, about the you know, the braille and such, what they need. But
maybe
again,
I can throw that to Bwana Ochieng. What do you think about that? Because according to statistics here, it actually says that almost 240,000 people are actually, you know, blind in Kenya, and 750 are visually impaired. What do you think should be measures that should be put forth in order to help, you know, visually impaired people in the country?
Eyesight is one of the major basic things because you cannot move without seeing. However, you can move for the blind, yes, but they are facilitated by some of the instruments or objects. Again, on issues of eyesight, because, you know, me personally, I'm short-sighted, but I went for, I think during the May holiday, I went for a checkup at Bliss in Kisumu, and I was told that I cannot get my spectacles because I had 6,000. So I had to add another 4,000 so that I can get my spectacles. That is 10,000, and this is the money that somebody gets as a basic salary. To get. Now you use the basic salary, you cannot even provide basic needs on the table, and then you use that money to get spectacles. I think the government should put incentives and even create some more hospitals with specialists for eye checkup. And again, on the to the persons who are blind, they should be provided with those instruments. The other time you saw that people with disabilities in Kibra were having a hard time because you are staying somewhere, you don't have somebody to help you, and if you are blind, then you don't know how to move from this place to another place. Somebody is washing, and he or she doesn't know where to go and air the clothes. I think the government should put incentives, and again, be your brother's keeper. It is not our like to be the way we are, but if you are found you have any disability, please be your brother's keeper and let us help each other.
Definitely, their government should put in incentives to help people who are actually visually impaired, and as well as people with disabilities. And that is the last comment. Shukran sana mtazamaji kwa kuweza kuungana nasi katika kitengo hiki cha uchambuzi wa magazeti, na shukran sana pia kwa kikosi chetu kizima cha uchambuzi wa magazeti. Mtazamaji, usende mbali, nitakaporejea nitaungana naye daktari ambaye ana tajriba kubwa katika surgery za moyo. Usiondoke. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amani juu yako mtazamaji. Wanakwetu wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. Unatizama The Sabah Show.